With less than a month in office, President Trump is unleashing this pre-Christmas wave of pardons. Watch for more to come. But here's who's among those Trump chose to pardon within just the last 24 hours. 3 Republican congressmen convicted of corruption, 2 people who pleaded guilty in the Mueller-Russia probe, and 4 Blackwater guards convicted in the massacre of Iraqi civilians. So let's go straight to former federal prosecutor, CNN legal analyst Elie Honig, who was literally writing the book on Bill Barr, which we'll get to, as all of this is semi-related in a second. But, you know, in terms of this president and all these pardons, A, your reaction to them, and B, are there more to come?
Yeah, Brooke, completely predictable, completely disgraceful. I want to say this about the pardon power. It's not inherently bad or evil. The pardon power is designed to be a tool for justice, for mercy, for compassion. Instead, we have seen this president time and again use the pardon power to settle political scores, like you said, with pardoning anyone who's been convicted by Robert Mueller, to reward his cronies, straight up crooks like Duncan Hunter and Chris Collins, people whose only credential for a pardon is that they've been loyal Republican supporters of the president. And then I think most disturbingly, these contractors convicted of murdering civilians who he pardoned, I believe solely because they've become this sort of right-wing media cause celeb. That is not what the pardon power is about. That is not justice. Will there be more? You bet. This is only going to get worse. I'm looking at Paul Manafort. I'm looking at other political cronies. I'm looking at Rudy Giuliani. I'm looking at his family members. Maybe the president will even try to pardon himself. That would be a new low.
We've talked about it before. To be continued on that. I got a guy coming up next hour who, you know, these Blackwater pardons are quite personal for. To the man about which you are writing this book. When Bill Barr was first announced as nominee for Attorney General to replace Matthew Whitaker, who was acting AG after Trump fired Jeff Sessions, you, sir, gave Barr the benefit of the doubt. We dug out the tape. This is from December 6th, 2018. Roll it.
Well, he'd certainly be an upgrade on Matthew Whitaker. I think that's clear. I served under Attorney General for both Republican and Democratic administrations. And what you want is somebody who's qualified, who's serious, and who's respected. And by all accounts, William Barr is all of those things. I also think it's important that he has a previous working relationship with Robert Mueller. Look, that's the biggest question that's going to be in front of any attorney general. And presumably they have some sort of chemistry between them so they'll be able to work together moving forward.
And what do you think of him now?
Wow, Brooke, look how young we were back then. A lot has gone down since then.
So much.
Look, I'm glad that we pulled that tape. I asked your producers to pull it because it shows that when Bill Barr was nominated by Donald Trump, even though I had been a critic of DOJ under Donald Trump for the first 2 years, I was more than willing to give Bill Barr the benefit of the doubt, to assume the best, to hope for the best for him. He then spent the next 2 years completely trashing that. Most fundamentally, throughout the last 2 years, Bill Barr has used the Justice Department as a tool to exercise political power. He has lied. He has twisted the law. He has stooped to new lows in order to use the power of prosecution to protect Donald Trump, to protect Donald Trump's cronies. And I think in so doing, he's done real deep institutional damage to the Justice Department where I grew up.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. Right around this time yesterday, we were listening to the president-elect, right? And he was being asked by our own Jeff Zeleny about who his AG will be. And he was saying, you know, I don't know yet, but I can tell you, roughly paraphrasing, you know, he's not going to be the personal attorney of the president of the United States. Last question. What do you see as Barr's most memorable decisions or actions these last 2 years?
Boy, where to start? He's got quite a rap sheet. Look, first and foremost, he lied to the American public about the Mueller report. I believe that in so doing, he actually saved Trump's presidency, because if we had seen the truth, if Bill Barr had not lied about it, I think there would have been a very different outcome for Donald Trump back in 2018. He intervened in politically charged cases to rescue Michael Flynn, Roger Stone. He tried to keep the Ukraine whistleblower complaint from going to Congress. He fired the head of the SDNY, where I used to work, and lied to the public about that. He used tear gas on protesters outside the White House to clear the way for a photo op where President Trump held up the Bible. And then in the months leading up to the election, he lied to the American public about the threat for massive voter fraud. Now, he made a little bit of turn here at the end when he showed a little bit of independence, when he realized it was over. He realized they're heading out of office. But my answer to that is, good, you did the right thing, but way too little, way too late. It certainly does not undo 2 years worth of deep damage that he's done to DOJ.
I feel like we're getting a little preview to the conclusion of this Bill Barr book. I will see you hopefully at the book party next summer in person. Elie Honig, thank you so much.
Thanks, Brooke.